Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Denzel and welcome back to the channel. Listen, I know you're pumped about this trip to the Philippines you got coming up. Beautiful country, amazing people, but like anywhere else, there are things you gotta watch out for. We're talking scams, rip-offs, those little things that can turn your dream vacation into a total nightmare. So, stick with me because in this video we're diving deep into the underbelly of paradise. We'll be hitting the streets of Manila from Intramuros to the Mall of Asia, BGC, you name it. I'm gonna show you exactly what to look out for so you don't get played. Oh, and don't think for a second that these scams are limited to Manila. We're going to break down how things differ from Luzon to the Visayas, even down to Cebu. Trust me, this is info you don't want to miss. Listen up because this first one is a heartbreaker, literally. We're talking about relationship scams, and yeah, they're more common than you think. See those dating apps you're using? Tinder, Bumble, even Facebook? Scammers use them too, and they're good at what they do. They create these fake profiles, these perfect guys or girls, and they start reeling you in with sweet talk and promises of love. They might even send you gifts, but it's all a facade, my friend, a way to gain your trust. Once they've got you hooked, that's when the sob stories start rolling in. They need money for a sick relative, their business failed, whatever it takes to get you to open your wallet. Don't fall for it. Now let's talk transportation. Taxis, they're convenient, but they can also be a breeding ground for scams, especially if you're not familiar with the area. Some drivers, not all, but some, will try to take advantage of tourists who look lost or unsure of themselves. They'll take you the long way around, forget to turn on the meter or even tamper with it to inflate the fare. And trust me, those inflated fares add up, especially in a city like Manila. Now, I'm not saying all taxi drivers are out to get you, but it's better to be safe than sorry, right? So, you're coming to the Philippines, and you want to live it up like a local? Renting a condo or a villa sounds like a dream, right? Well, wake up, because this is another area where scammers like to play dirty. You'll find these listings online, pictures of luxurious apartments at unbelievably low prices. It's tempting, I know, but don't be fooled. A lot of these listings are fake, and you could end up wiring money to a ghost or showing up to a rundown apartment that's nothing like the pictures. Do your research, guys, check reviews, use reputable rental platforms, and don't let the promise of a cheap deal cloud your judgment. Chapter 4. Let's talk money, specifically exchanging your hard-earned cash. Now, the Philippines has a different currency, the Philippine peso, and you'll need to exchange your money when you get here. But be careful where you do it. Airports and hotels, they're convenient, but they usually offer the worst exchange rates. Then you've got these shady-looking money changers hanging around tourist spots, flashing wads of cash. Avoid them like the plague, my friend. They're notorious for shortchanging tourists, using sleight-of-hand tricks or even slipping in counterfeit bills. Stick to authorized money exchange centers or banks, even if the rates are slightly lower. At least you know you're getting a fair deal. Chapter 5. Okay, let's talk shopping. The Philippines is a shopper's paradise, especially if you're into bargains. But here's the catch. With those bargains comes the risk of counterfeit goods. We're talking about everything from designer bags and watches to electronics and even medicine. Scammers here are masters of deception, and they can make fakes look incredibly real. So, how do you protect yourself? First off, be wary of prices that seem too good to be true. If that Rolex is selling for a fraction of the price, it's probably fake. Also, pay attention to the details, the stitching, the logos, the packaging. Counterfeiters often cut corners, and you'll notice those flaws if you look closely. Chapter 6. Alright, you've landed in the Philippines, you're excited, you've got your luggage, and you're ready to go. But watch out for those baggage handlers because some of them are notorious for scamming tourists. They'll offer to help you with your bags, even if you don't need help, and then demand an exorbitant tip. Or worse, they'll accidentally damage your luggage while handling it and then demand payment for the repairs. It's a classic bait and switch, and it happens all the time. My advice? Be firm, be assertive, and if you don't need help, politely decline. And if they insist, keep a close eye on your belongings. Chapter 7. The sneaky fees. Let's talk about those hidden charges, the ones that sneak up on you like a ninja and leave you feeling cheated. You see it all the time, especially in restaurants and hotels. You get the bill, and bam, there are all these extra charges you weren't expecting. Service charges, VAT, local taxes, the list goes on. And the worst part is, these charges are often hidden in the fine print, so you don't even realize you're being overcharged until it's too late. My advice? Always, and I mean always, read the fine print. Check the menu for any hidden charges, and don't be afraid to ask the staff for clarification. Chapter 8. Drinks are on them literally. Alright, let's talk about nightlife. The Philippines has a vibrant nightlife, especially in cities like Manila and Cebu. But with that comes a whole new set of scams to watch out for. And one of the most common ones is the spiked drink scam. Here's how it works. You're at a bar, you're minding your own business, and someone offers to buy you a drink. Seems harmless enough, right? Wrong. That drink could be spiked with drugs or alcohol, and once you're intoxicated, that's when they make their move. They could rob you, assault you, or worse. I know it sounds scary, but it's a real danger, and you need to be aware of it. Chapter 9. That's not open. This one's for all you history buffs out there. The Philippines is full of historical landmarks and cultural attractions. But guess what? Scammers see these attractions as prime targets. They'll hang around popular tourist spots offering discounted tickets to attractions that are closed for renovation, don't exist, or are free to enter. They might even wear fake uniforms or IDs to appear legitimate. Don't be fooled. Always buy tickets from authorized sellers or at the attraction's official ticket booth. And if a deal seems too good to be true, it probably is. Let's be real, one of the best parts of traveling is trying new foods, and Filipino food, man, it's delicious. But before you go on a street food frenzy, you need to be smart about where you eat. Not all food vendors maintain the same hygiene standards, and the last thing you want is a bad case of food poisoning. Look for vendors who have a lot of customers. That's usually a good sign. Check if the food is being cooked fresh, and pay attention to the overall cleanliness of the stall. And when in doubt, it's always better to err on the side of caution. Alright, let's talk about a sensitive topic: begging. The Philippines, like many developing countries, has its share of poverty, and you'll likely encounter beggars on the streets, especially in tourist areas. Now, some beggars are genuinely in need, and it's up to you if you want to give them money. But be aware that there are also organized begging rings, where children are often exploited. It's a complex issue with no easy answers, but it's something to be aware of. Chapter 12. Keep your friends close and your belongings closer. This next one's a classic, but it's important, especially in crowded places like markets, festivals, or public transportation. Pickpockets, they're sneaky, they're quick, and they're looking for easy targets. They'll bump into you, distract you, or even slash your bag without you even realizing it. Always be aware of your surroundings, keep your valuables close to your body, and don't carry around more cash than you need. And if you're carrying a bag, make sure it's zipped up and held securely in front of you. Chapter 13. Airline Ambushes. Alright, let's talk about airlines. Now, flying can be stressful enough as it is, but what's even more stressful are those hidden fees and charges that airlines love to hit you with. Baggage fees, seat selection fees, even change fees, they can add up quickly and blow your budget. My advice? Read the fine print when booking your flights, pay attention to the baggage allowances, and factor in any potential fees before you hit that book now button. And if you're unsure about something, don't hesitate to contact the airline directly for clarification. Chapter 14. Gamble responsibly, not recklessly. Last but not least, let's talk about gambling. The Philippines has a growing gambling industry, and while there are legitimate casinos and gaming establishments, there are also plenty of scams out there. These scams can range from rigged games and fake winnings to outright theft. My advice? Stick to reputable casinos. Be wary of anyone who approaches you with promises of easy money, and never gamble more than you can afford to lose. So there you have it, guys, my guide to the top tourist scams to avoid in the Philippines in 2024. Remember, knowledge is power. By being aware of these scams and taking precautions, you can protect yourself and have a safe and enjoyable trip. And hey, if you've got any other tips or stories to share, drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any future travel tips and guides. Safe travels, everyone.